You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. It is Tuesday, 5th March 2024, and yes, we continue to celebrate International Women's Day all week here on Tobago Updates Television, and I am Adana Kumbi. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it.
Good morning, viewers. Yes, it is indeed a pleasure to be joining you here this morning. We want to send a special shout out to all of our viewers on our various platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and channel 102 on Amplia. And yes, we're definitely still celebrating International Women's Day. What a pleasure is it?
That's right.
To have women in leadership, women,
I know, in spite of all the challenges that women face, you see them stepping up to the place and owning their spaces, owning their titles in the spaces that they step into. So, it really is a good thing to celebrate and to honor them, throughout this entire week. I mean, we should in our daily lives. We have so many strong women supporting us when we look at our homes, our mothers, our grandmothers, our aunties. I mean, we love our men, don't get us wrong. But this week we're focusing on women, so we have to pay special attention to them. So we just want to say, kudos to all the women who have stood for us, who have prayed for us, who have encouraged us, who have given us, advice, who have corrected us when we were wrong, because, we have to get the little kind of correction there. So we're just taking some time out here at Tobago Updates Television to celebrate women of all industries, all walks of life, especially and particularly women right here in Tobago. So you'll be hearing us talking about some of these women and having conversations with them as we continue our programming.
Definitely.
Right, but ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go over now to the news in 90 seconds with Biana.
Thank you, Kaylee and Adana. Here is the news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. $15 million to cover operational costs for addressing the oil spill. This was announced by Chief Secretary Fali Augustine at a press conference yesterday. However, he recognized that the amount is insufficient to fully finance the entire operation. Augustine emphasized the importance of compensating individuals actively involved in the cleanup efforts who have been working without pay. As a result, the THA has chosen to allocate $15 million as an initial step in addressing these incurred expenses. Up next, Tobago Business Chamber Chairman Martin George is calling for a thorough investigation into a barge overturning and spilling fuel off Tobago's coast on February 7th. He demanded criminal charges be made against the vessel's master or owner if responsible, citing the Oil Pollution of Territorial Waters Act. The incident, which has gained international attention, highlights the need for serious action against environmental damage. The spill has affected Tobago and reached Grenada and Bonaire, with Bonaire considering legal action. THA Chief Secretary Fali Augustine also stressed the importance of seeking justice from those responsible. And finally, Trinidad and Tobago is exploring enhanced connection with Dominican Republic, potentially leading to more direct flights between the two countries. Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs Paula Gopi-Scoon shared details of this initiative during the National Day of Dominican Republic events. Recognizing the economic importance of Dominican Republic, Gopi-Scoon, who is also Minister of Trade and Industry, highlighted the potential for closer ties in tourism and agriculture. She emphasized the significance of direct flights, which will strengthen cooperation in various areas. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, there for our news in 90 seconds. And I just want to piggyback on that. And I do hope that we're considering domestic tourism as well when we're talking about flights between islands. Let's talk about that also as we increase flights between Trinidad and Tobago and make them available when we need them. Okay, we're going to go on over now to our birthday segment,
First up this morning, we have Candice Utley. Happy birthday going out to you, Candice, from Tobago Updates family, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day.
And on screen is Mr. Imo Jordan. Imo Jordan, my friend, happy birthday to you. Coming to you from all of us here at Tobago Updates Television, the man that Information Division. If you know anything about the THA and anything about Information Division, I swear Imo was probably there from the very beginning. We want to say happy birthday to a hard-working young man. Happy birthday to you, and we pray that God blesses you and that you enjoy everything that comes with celebrating a birthday.
Next, we have belated birthday greetings going out to Anika Henry. Happy birthday to you, Anika.
And finally, we have Shania Dempster. Shania Dempster is celebrating a birthday, and we want to wish you a very, very happy birthday, Shania. We pray God's blessings upon your life and that you do enjoy your celebrations today and for the rest of the week. As a matter of fact, happy International Women's Day to all the women celebrating their birthdays today and this week. All right, Kaylee, so we're talking International Women's Day, and we know the theme this year is Inspire Inclusion. And so we're going to be having conversations with some women in different industries as we talk about this topic and their journey along their career path and stuff like that. So who are we speaking with this morning in studio?
Well, first up this morning, we're going to be speaking with Renessa Ortiz. She's one of our guests this morning. Then we're going to be speaking with Arian, Deoro Ford, and last but not least, Latoya McKenna.
Right, so those are the conversations we're going to have this morning with women in the industries. I mean, you've heard the name Renessa Ortiz, and she is Miss Golden Lane 2024, coming out there as the Miss Tobago 2024 at the recently concluded pageant that took place there on Sunday. And we're speaking to the principal of Signal Hill Secondary School, as well as, you know, women in the industry, just having a little taste of what is happening with them. But before we start our conversations this morning, of course, we want to say good morning to some of you who are on our live this morning, some of our regular viewers. We want to say good morning to Pearl Murray Beard, always there and sending her love. Selma Lashley, good morning to you. JSL Boris Vincent, good morning. Good morning to my own mom, Sharon Cumby. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning to all the women who show us love and support. Have a good morning and happy International Women's Day week to you all. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break before we start conversations in guest with our studio. And of course, before we go, we invite you to share the live. Share the live. Share the live.
Scrub Ties brings to you our organic fat dissolving shots. Yes, guys, our lemon butter shots breaks down stubborn fat, tightens any loose skin while increasing your metabolism. No side effects, no downtime. We also offer cavitation, cellulite treatment, butt, breast, hip dip fillers, weight loss, fertility IVs, and much more. Contact us on 495-6624 or follow us on Instagram at Scrub Ties Body Contouring.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Connect, located right here in Tobago at Storebay Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry, don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry, if your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider, Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. This morning we have conversations, of course, in studio with our guests as we speak about International Women's Day 2024, and the theme this year is Inspire Inclusion. Our first guest this morning is Miss Arian Deoro, and she's the principal of Signal Hill Secondary School. And so we're going to have those important conversations, those relevant conversations,
no problem,
as it tends to, women in career and, just climbing the corporate ladder, being a woman in a school that has to take care of children. We're just going to have those conversations this morning. So good morning and welcome.
Good morning and good morning all. I'm so happy to be here.
Right, and we're happy to have you. So the theme this year for International Women's Day is Inspire Inclusion. What do you understand by this, or what is your interpretation of this?
Well, for me, inclusion is very important, particularly at my school, where the emphasis in the last few years, I would say, has been on getting females to be in leadership roles, getting females to be a part of the decision making, because simply if we look at the history for years, we know what the investment in men has reaped, and over a period of time we have only now started really investing in that way in terms of including women in part and parcel of the history of our country, and by extension, our schools.
Right, and how do you think, in terms of, you said you wanted women in decision-making roles, how do you see women influencing decisions to bring about positive results, especially in the school environment? Because, women have that maternal and that, that instinct. So how does that play a role in decision-making?
Now, you see, I would agree with you there that women tend to be more supportive, tend to be more understanding. The emotional intelligence seems to be there. However, in my experience, women are equally intelligent academically. They are strong-willed, strong-minded. They don't buckle under pressure. So that view of the past, where women were seen as more of the support, more in a supportive role, I am not seeing that. I'm seeing more girls assuming the leadership roles. Girls are the stronger ones. And in terms of, even in my members of staff, women now are taking that leadership role, making decisions, being able to withstand pressure, and being able to guide with still that emotional background and intelligence there.
And how is it impacting the population of your school in terms of having the women making these decisions and taking up leadership roles?
I think it is impacting it positively, because we are seeing a shift in the dynamics, meaning that for me, I am seeing more of our male students respecting females. You know that we have a problem of domestic violence, and sometimes women are the victims of this type of abuse. However, because women and by extension the female students are taking more of a leadership role, we are seeing it impacting on the young men, because they now have a deeper understanding and appreciation for women, for females, and they now are able to respect them in the manner in which they should.
Right, and you know, sometimes with interactions, even in schools, where you have like group settings and like you have to have focus discussion groups, you see the girls are the ones who are either the leader of the group or the one starting the conversation or the one encouraging the group to ensure they have the projects handed in on time and stuff like that.
We still tend to have that where the females tend to be mothering. They want to make sure that everything is done in the way that it should be done. We still have that, and that in itself lends a beautiful touch to those types of exercises.
Right, and in your career, getting to the level of principal, what was the journey like for you in terms of getting there, your educational journey, acquiring your degree, your promotions, and to get to where you are now? What was the journey like for you as a woman?
Interestingly, my experience has been different in that all the institutions that I have attended, women were the top achievers. Women were the one that excelled, and women were the ones that accessed those promotional opportunities. When it comes to education, unfortunately, not enough men are there. So we see, well, in my experience, I'm seeing more women. So for me to answer that question, it would be somewhat biased, simply because in my experience, women have always been given the opportunity, and women, not only that, but they have accepted the opportunity in terms of accessing any type of promotion. Even when we look at other leadership roles, the heads of department, even the teachers in the classroom, predominantly women. So my experience, and I'm saying the experience in terms of the educational sector, has been that women are the ones that access these types of opportunities. So I think that a person in another environment, in another workplace, would be able to answer the question in a different way, simply because my experience has always been women are the top achievers in education. Women are the ones that continue to access the promotional opportunities, and women ultimately, even at the level of the classroom, take up those leadership roles.
Right, and I want to commend women for this as well, but this also sounds like a conversation we need to have when it's International Men's Day.
Correct.
To address some of those issues as well, to give our men equal sort of opportunities where that is concerned. In terms of your home and your community, how do you see strong women impacting change or encouraging the ones that are coming up in those spaces at home and in your community?
If we look at our country, Trinidad and Tobago, I think we are unique and we are ahead when it comes to the progress and the investment, the progress of and the investment in women. If we look at the past, in terms of politics, women have been very active. If we come even smaller in terms of on this island, women again are very active in politics, very active in all the various departments. The administrative posts are predominantly dominated by women. Even in my community, the women still hold a very active and significant role in terms of bringing the community, bringing the people together, organizing the family days, the recreational activities, the sporting events. Yes, men are very much a part of it, but we still have the women at the core and at the center. And I think that Trinidad and Tobago is a leader in the region in terms of women's rights and advocating for feminism.
That's very interesting there to see
Yes.
those statistics there. And you know, like when you get like down to the nitty-gritty of it in the home, because that's where it all begins. That's where it all begins. It shapes your the way you think.
Correct.
It builds culture. And you know, sometimes we see homes where we have to have strong women. And I want to speak to that as well, where there's just either primarily a woman there, a woman standing alone as a single mom, or just a woman having to be strong for her family. How have you seen that impacted even your students in school that come from homes where there's just a woman, or homes where the woman has to be, you know, the backbone of the home?
Yes, I like that question because it really points to what is really evident in the society where the majority or a large number of women become the home makers, the breadwinners, and so on. If we look at what is happening, we would see a lot of homes, absentee fathers, either the fathers have died or just not around, and the women are continuing to take that mantle of the leader. However, even though this is commendable, I still feel that women sometimes need a little more support. And I would like to see more programs, more opportunities where women can tap into to get assistance. Because in my experience dealing with parents, especially those that are women and those that are in single parent households, it is quite a challenge. They do it, but some really need that additional support. It is quite a challenge working, providing for the home, making sure that the basic needs of the children are met, and also being there for the children. That in itself is something that is quite difficult. And I feel that perhaps if we have more opportunities for women to tap into the programs that would support, some of the programs could be something as simple as homework, more homework centers that is within the communities that would allow these students to be supervised when parents are still at work or not at home. This is what I want to see more of, because although we are strong, although we may give off the impression that we are capable of doing all and everything, there is still more support that we need as women.
And I want to agree with you here because, I mean, we wear this S on our chest and we call ourselves superwoman. But I am telling you, I am nowhere celebrating International Women's Day, but I'm telling you, I love the support of not just a community, but of a strong man also in the home. Because
and nothing is wrong with that.
Exactly.
Nothing is wrong with
that. Balance
is
important. The balance is important. You know, so I endorse this, and I endorse the support coming for the woman. And it makes it easier on the home. It makes it easier for things to be bearable in the home. The support in terms of taking care of the children, as you said, the homework, the chores, ensuring the children stay in line. So we just need that community, a sort of community support for our homes, for our women.
That's right.
As we progress and build beautiful communities here in Tobago. In closing, is there anything you'd like to share?
I would simply like to say to the men out there, women, as strong as we are, we need you. We need the support in the homes. We even need the support in the workplace. It cannot be done without your support and encouragement. And as you said, there are times that we wear this big S on our chest and we make it seem as though we are capable of any and everything. But I think in life, it was designed for a woman to really have that support from her male counterpart. So to the men, please continue to support, continue to encourage, because that is the kind of love, that is the kind of support that we need to push our society and to push the woman further.
Thank you so much. We've been speaking to an educator there, Miss Arian Deoro Ford. I hope I pronounced it correctly.
Yes, you did.
And we're talking about, I mean, we're celebrating International Women's Day, and we also have to be vulnerable and to show the areas where we are also weak and we need you. Not necessarily weak in the terms of weakness, but in terms of where we need that additional support and that additional strength, and showing you men that we love you too. Although this week is about us, we love you and we need you as well to continue building stronger communities. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guest. And of course, before we go, we invite all of you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
No place like home, home, home. Oh, I love Tobago, baby. When we outside, it's an ocean of love. All that we align to the stars up above. Let we dance now, take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon gone sleeping. Tell them we not leaving till the last drop of a canal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I'm running tongue again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home, home, home. We go jump till the moon come down. As we who the stars shine on. Play a mass and break away. Freedom in with DNA.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can't beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show. This morning, we're chatting with a very talented young lady, designer, seamstress, entrepreneur, and now added to her list of accolades, Miss Tobago. Good morning to you, Miss Vanessa Ortiz.
Good morning, Kaylee. Thank you for having me.
Of course, wonderful. So, Vanessa, how are you feeling right now? You are Miss Tobago, the winner of the Miss Tobago beauty pageant. How do you feel?
I am ecstatic I am still in disbelief. I know it is happening, but at the same time, it's just a dream. But I am grateful for the opportunity to represent Tobago.
And this journey would have started sometime last year. I remember they had the auditions and that kind of thing.
That is
and
correct.
You were working very hard. What was the journey like from then till on Sunday when you would have won the title?
The journey has definitely been hectic. It has been one that really tested my tenacity, my time management skills. I am grateful for the support I had along the way. Community has been very, very important in all of this. My family and friends, the persons who would check in, who would stop by and offer words of encouragement, all of it has been very, very helpful in all of this.
And I know that you are a very busy young lady. You have a lot to manage. You have your business, you have a school,
Yes.
you are working,
Yes.
and you had to prepare for the competition. What was that preparation process like?
So I had to separate all of my duties into segments to ensure that I have what needs to be done in the time that it needs to be done. So I would separate school into one category, I would separate pageants into one category, work into one category, and my co-workers as well as my supervisors have also been very helpful in this whole situation. As well as with school, the director and the lecturers would have given me the opportunity to drop off assignments and check back in with them to get the information I would have missed, and I'm truly, truly grateful for that.
And is this something that you've always wanted to do? Because I mean, when you see Renessa is so poised and she always looks like a beauty pageant queen. Was this something that you've always wanted to do since you were young, or did the pageant just come about and you decided, well, okay, I'm going to try my hand at it?
Pageantry was nowhere near in my line of vision. It's something that was brought to my attention by Mr. Christopher Nathan. And at the time that he brought it up, I said, I'll give myself the shot at trying something new. So this signifies new beginnings for me, putting my foot out of my comfort zone and just pursuing something and giving it my best shot.
And tell us about that moment of victory. What was that like when you realized that you were Miss Tobago?
I was very emotional. I was grateful that Miss Plymouth Anaya Baird, who is also the top model winner, I'm truly, truly proud of her. She gave me a hug and she said, don't cry, because I was on the verge of tearing up. It was an amazing feeling to know that I actually went out, put my best foot forward, and I took the crown home.
And the dress that we're seeing on screen here that Renessa is wearing, for the viewers who don't know, Renessa is a designer and she would have designed this dress. Did you make it as well?
Yes, I did.
She designed and she made the gown that she she took her crown in. She won in her own creation. Ren Creates, that's the name of her business. So you could be sure to go on Instagram and, support her. Aside from all the pageantry and all that, let's still support young women in business as well. So Renessa is wearing a gown that she designed and created. And I think that is so, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. How did you feel? I mean, creating the gown, you had to design it, buy the clothes, cut it out, sew it, and you still had to be preparing for the pageant. Exactly. What was that like?
It was time consuming, very, very hectic, because I initially had ordered another fabric for the gown. And upon going back into my emails to ensure that everything was on track for the show, it would have said that the fabric is scheduled to arrive after. So I had to make an emergency trip down to Trinidad to get the fabric at Vanity Fair. And preparations would have started from then. My mom has been really, really helpful through all of this. She has background in sewing as well. My grandmom is actually where I started having a passion for sewing. And they would have helped, they would have contributed. While I'm at work, I would tell mom, this is what needs to be done. She would get it done, so when you get home, it's just to do fittings, the little notions I would have to put in, and it was just constant work, ensuring that we meet our deadlines when we say we are going to meet it, to ensure that everything was prepared and finalized for the show.
Okay, and I imagine that you would have had to be very disciplined. I remember last year for the Rotaract sleepover, I know there were certain things they wanted to do and we really wanted to win the competition, so we said, no, and I said, you can't do this, you can't have this, you can't eat this. How did you maintain that discipline?
I would definitely say it's having friends that are accountable, like the Rotaract family, persons at work, at home especially, and I also had to discipline myself and to ensure, you know, this is what you want to get, and in order to get it, this is what you need to sacrifice.
Okay. And how do you intend to, what would the preparations rather be like going forward? Because we know that you have to go to the Miss World competition for Trinidad and Tobago, the national competition. How do you feel? Are you excited? Are you nervous?
At this point, I am excited. I believe the nerves will come closer to the date that I have to go to Trinidad to start training and preparations for the show. But right now, I'm just excited. Preparations, I would just continue what I have been doing for the pageant thus far, ensuring to prepare myself mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, because doing what you're seeing on stage is actually a lot of work, and you have to ensure that you take care of your body. If your body isn't taken care of, you will not be able to function in the capacity that you have to.
And was it something that you expected? Did you think that you were going to win? Were you shocked? What was that like?
To be very honest, I initially went into the pageant just for the experience. It wasn't about winning. I only started feeling that way drawing closer to the finals, and I was like, you know, I actually have a good shot at winning this, and I'm going to put my best foot forward to ensure that I do bring home the crown.
Okay. And in terms of balancing, well, not balancing really, but, you know, expanding your business now, Ren Creates. Ren now is a supermodel. What do you see in the future for Ren Creates?
I see Ren Creates creating more gowns, because that's actually been something that I've wanted to do for quite a while. And when I was given the opportunity to create and design my own gown for the pageant, I jumped at it, because that would mean that I am marketing myself and giving my business the exposure it needs.
Okay, and we just want to interject here and send congratulations on behalf of the Extension Campus of the University of the Southern Caribbean. They want to send congratulations to you, Miss Renessa Ortiz. She's actually a student there, so you know they're making sure and sending in their congratulations, and we are all very proud of you, extremely proud of you, Renessa.
So much.
We know that when you go to Trinidad, you are going to continue to make us proud,
yes.
And we wish you all the very best in all of your endeavors. Congratulations again, Renessa.
Thank you.
Okay, viewers, we're going to head to a short break. We're going to be right back. Remember to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Scrub Ties brings to you our organic fat dissolving shots. Yes, guys, our lemon butter shot breaks down stubborn fat, tightens any loose skin while increasing your metabolism. No side effects, no downtime. We also offer cavitation, cellulite treatment, but breast, hip dip fillers, weight loss, fertility IVs, and much more. Contact us on 495-6624 or follow us on Instagram at Sculptize Body Contouring. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home. The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs, carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Stobie Local Road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee, as we are matching or beating any quotations.
Inner Health, number 13B Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
No place like home, home, home.
Oh, I love Tobago, baby.
When we outside, it's an ocean of love. All that we align to the stars up above. Let we dance now, take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon don't sleeping. Tell them we not leaving till the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in town again. Jump and shake the ground again. Live with all my friends and them. No place like home, home, home. We go jump till the moon come down. It's we who the stars shine on. Play a mass and break away. Freedom in we DNA.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kambi and it's 7:45 a.m. So if you're making your way to work for 8 a.m., you have 50 minutes to get there to drop the kids off to school and to do all that needs to be done. Remember to be safe on the nation's roads. We celebrate International Women's Day on the 8th of March every year all over the world. And this week on the Tobago Updates Television Network, we will be honoring women for the entire week. So you'll be hearing us having conversations with women from all industries across the sectors. So we are celebrating our women. We're speaking about the challenges they might have experienced. We're speaking about the impact that they are making on society. And we're speaking about the type of support that is needed to ensure that they continue to be the best versions of themselves. This year's theme is called Inspire Inclusion, as we invest in women to take up roles in society that are usually predominantly taken up by men. However, we are seeing women are stepping forward and taking up these opportunities as well and performing in these maximum capacity there. We spoke yesterday with Inspector of the TTPS. Also, she also mentioned that all our stations here in Tobago are manned by women. They're headed by female officers at all the stations in Tobago. And we're speaking about people in different industries. We spoke to educators. We spoke yesterday also to a youth coordinator as well. And so we're seeing women taking up spaces. And so we are supporting the investment in women in these various industries. But I want to take it back to our homes. In our very own homes, we see women, of course, doing the needful to ensure that their families are taken care of. When the men go out to work, back in the day, this is when the men went out to work, the women were the one that were, operating the home, taking care of the children, ensuring the meals are prepared, the home is kept, and that when their husbands or their partners came home, that they too were taken care of in all the types of ways that they needed to. And we see women really extending themselves. I know that we see women going out into the workforce. They're using those same skills, those managerial skills, because I'm telling you, to run a home, it takes serious managerial skills, time management. You have to be able to cope with your emotions. You also have to be able to cope with all the distractions and the challenges that come. And so we see women taking these skills that they learned as homemakers into the workforce, knowing how to manage their time, knowing how to deal with challenges, distractions, knowing how to deal with little and make it into plenty. And so they have used these skills to their benefit, to advance them in their careers, to advance them in community work, to advance them wherever they find themselves. And so we want to continue to support women and to invest in the skills that they have honed from their very inception in places where they have found themselves. Sometimes a woman would have to work twice as hard as a man to claim her position, but now we've seen women rising up and really putting in the effort there, and of course making their marks wherever they find themselves. When you talk about politics, when you talk about the protective services, when you talk about education, we just rounded up a weekend of pageantry, and I just want to say that the pageantry wasn't just about beauty. We saw where the pageants exposed our women and ensured that they had the brains to go with the beauty. They had conversations with these women, providing opportunities for women in the fashion industry and learning specific skills that will help them in their life's journey. And so we want to continue to invest in what a woman has to offer, because no longer is a woman just a homemaker. She also is a maker in the workplace. She also is a maker in the communities. She also steps up to the plate and be that supportive role. I mean, we spoke to the principal of Signal Hill Secondary School a while ago, and we were speaking about women being supportive roles, yes, but also taking up leadership roles. But also when she provides that support to a man who holds a position of power, a position of authority, you see that man even rising higher. So the woman is now taking up her space, and her voice is being heard, and she's making marks wherever she goes. And I want to say, commendations to all the women who have impacted my life. In particular, my mother, of course, Sharon Combi. I want to say this morning, I really truly appreciate you. My aunties, I appreciate you. Women in the church, I appreciate you. My lecturers at university, I appreciate you. I could recall one now. Her name is Bertha Chin. Bertha Chin was very, very supportive to me when I was doing one of my courses, when I did my master's degree, and she was such an awesome support. Some of my colleagues at school, I want to say, happy International Women's Day to you. We see you, and we see the work that you are doing, and we see that you are rising to the occasion. And when the opportunities come, we maximize on those opportunities. So I want to say happy International Women's Day to you. Continue soaring, the sky is the limit. You can do so many great and marvelous things, and we want to say congratulations to all our women. And we want to say that, even as challenges arise, you can do it. We have proven that we can do it. We have proven that we can take up the mantle and run with it. We have proven that we can overcome challenges. We've proven that we can improvise. Yes, we can improvise, and we can make little into much. There was, when I was going to primary school, I don't know if the children still say this song at primary school, but there was a man called Ching Chong Charlie sitting on a stone. He trying to make $1 out of 50 cents. And that's what women do. We know how to stretch, we know how to rubber band $1 to make it into something more than it is. And so I want to say commendations to all our women. Keep keeping on, keep doing your thing. Form communities among yourselves. Support other women. Remember, no man is an island. And if another woman soars, it does not mean that you are not soaring as well. So let us build communities around our women, and let us continue to grow together. Let us continue to even include, we're talking about inspire inclusion. Let us include other women in our own circles to build strength, to build communities, and to ensure that the work that we put out there has more value, because we are stronger when we are united. So that is my encouragement for our women who are rising. Let us inspire inclusion to women around you, inspire inclusion to the young ones coming up. Let us form groups where we can motivate young women to be the best version of themselves. We see so many challenges in the school. Social media has caused them to be confused and to lose their identity because they're trying to compete for something that is sometimes unrealistic. So let us be the women who set the tone for our young women who are coming up in our communities, in our homes, in our schools, at the workplace. Let us not deny the younger ones the opportunities that we have been graced to enjoy. Let us build them up. Let us build up each other. Let us continue to encourage one another. And I'm telling you that our communities will be better. Our society would be better. Our children would grow to be strong people. They'll grow to be graceful people, and they'll grow to enjoy the opportunities that are coming their way. Yes, it is International Women's Day week here on Tobago Updates Television all week. So you'll be hearing us talking about women's issues. You'll be hearing us talking about the support that we need, the support that we got, our ideas, where do we want to go as we continue to inspire inclusion for our women, investing in women as they continue to grow and expand in their various industries. And I just want to take some time off again to say good morning to some of you who are on our live this morning. I want to say good morning to everybody, but specifically our women who always show support. And again, I will call their names. Julia Brown, good morning to you. Pearl Murray Beard, we see you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Crystal Alexander, good morning. Camille Mathurin Jack, good morning. Ayana Mackenzie, good morning to you. Good morning to all of you. Tasha James Bedlow, good morning. Marilyn Spence Jofield, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Jonelle McDougall, good morning. Brenda Campbell, Junie Ramsden, J.Cell Boris Vincent, good morning. Good morning, and thank you for the greetings of the happy International Women's Day. Thank you so much as we continue to talk about women's issues. We want to hear your views also. Don't be afraid to leave some comments on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube. And also for those of you who are viewing us on Amplia 102, we want to say pleasant International Women's Day all week long to you. Leave your comments. We want to hear your views. We want to know what you think about the theme for this year. What does it mean to you? How do you apply it to your lives? What are you hoping for as a woman? What are your dreams and your aspirations? What have been some of your challenges? What is the type of support that you need? Some of the support you've actually gotten from other women as well. Who inspires you? Who are some of your female role models? What have they done for you, and where do you see yourself with these people in your lives? Even the memories of persons gone. Let us honor the women who have made impact in our lives and who have made impact in our societies and our communities as well. Let us show love and the support for each other. As I said earlier, together we are stronger. Yes, we are stronger together. So let us continue to build up each other. Let us continue to show support for one another. Let us bring ideas together as women so that we can grow. And listen, when a woman finds her position in the society and in the community, the home is better. Yes, she's able to manage her home better. Her children love her more. I mean, you're born with that natural instinct to love, yes, but they see her value even more when we see women coming forward together in unity. Let us continue to walk together in unity. Women, I want to say happy International Women's Day to you. I see you. You have made an impact on my life, and I continue to celebrate all the women who went before me. My grandmother, my two grandmothers. Oh, they're passed now, but they were beautiful, beautiful, strong women. And I want to appreciate and honor them this morning. My auntie there in England, I want to appreciate you. Good morning to you. I want to appreciate you so much. And all my female classmates who are still, here, I want to say happy International Women's Day to all of you, Signal, I'm going to sell my age out a little bit here. Class of 96, Signal Hill Senior Comprehensive School. Happy International Women's Day to all the women in that year group. I want to say, just keep on doing what you're doing. I'm so proud of all of you who are, taking up your position seriously as mothers, as wives, as teachers, and whatever industry you are in. I see you. I appreciate you. I love you. I am so proud of all of you. We are doing exceptionally well. Keep on flying that flag and do the best you can do as you've been doing wherever you go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, of course, it's International Women's Day here all week at Tobago Updates Television. And so we're going to continue. But, of course, I have to go for a short break. We're going to go for a short break, and we're going to come right back to you this morning. And in the meantime, while we take the break, of course, send your comments, leave your remarks, and remember also to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be back.
Hello everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Car Clinic, located right here in Tobago at Storby Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products, essential rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. I am Adana Kambi. It is 8:01 a.m. So you are late if you are not in your office at this time, if you're going to for 8 a.m. We continue conversations in studio this morning with our guests as we continue to celebrate International Women's Day week. And we're speaking with Latoya McKenna, and she is the founder and CEO of Toya's Tasty Delights. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. How are you?
I am well, and happy International Women's Day week to you.
Same to you.
From us here at
in
Tobago.
advance.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So we're talking about Toya's Tasty Delights. Toya's Tasty Delights.
Yeah.
You know, a woman in business. Tell us what it is like for you being a female in the food industry and the types of offerings that you serve.
Well, I must say it's not for the weak. This business is not for the weak. I started this business during the pandemic, which was in 2021. I work in the division of tourism, and I was home because beaches were closed. So the government gave me my gratuity. I didn't buy clothes, shoes, or bag. I invested in a small business because my grandmother taught me from a young age in the business. She used to sell pepper sauce. I used to help her bottle and label pepper sauces, and she also used to sell sauce at Dunstan's bar in Dalaford.
Right, so you see, you have to have a focus there and a vision. So instead of, I like what you said, you took your gratuity, you didn't buy clothes.
No, I didn't buy clothes,
you didn't buy
neither
shoes.
shoes. I invested in a small business because my skills and talents are amazing.
And investing in a small business is literally investing in yourself and believing in yourself.
Yes, I do.
So that's one of the first steps you have to take if you want to get into business, right?
Yes.
Right. And so how has it worked out for you now that you have Toya's Tasty Delights? How has it worked? That investment, do you see the returns on that investment?
It was great, and the reviews were amazing because I used to feed people during the pandemic when all these food places were closed. I was the one feeding people.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you've built up a clientele over the time.
Of course, I have a clientele. I am also on Facebook and Instagram. I have a large clientele. Right? And the reviews are amazing because I do my thing with love. I saw my grandmother, how she used to do her stuff with pride. And she used to take pride in whatever she do. So I am going to take on her legacy.
So that is you there honoring your grandmother's legacy.
Of course. And I'm also going to be introducing a pepper sauce in legacy of Pearl McKenna. Yes, Pearl McKenna's legacy pepper sauce, which I'm going to be introducing different flavored pepper sauce like beetroot, tambourine, and pineapple pepper sauce.
Awesome. It sounds very interesting. And what do you offer currently? What types of catering, what types of food do you offer right now?
Okay, so one of my signature product is pone, right? Sweet potato pone. I'm also going to introduce a dashing pone. Right. So I'm samples. So people are going to give me some reviews.
Right.
And Toya's Tasty Delight is also going to have a pop-up shop on the 24th of March. That's in Swallows Beach, Pigeon Point, where I'm going to showcase all my products. And there's also going to be a fill-up box. Everything you always wanted to try at Toya's Tasty Delights.
Awesome. So how can persons contact you if they wanted to get some of your Tasty Delights?
Okay. I have a WhatsApp contact, which is a business contact. The number is 479-1500. And I also am on Facebook, Toya's Tasty Delights, and Instagram, Toya's Tasty Delights. I'm here to get a TikTok account.
Okay, right, because social media is obviously
yes, of course. That's the way I market my stuff, right?
Awesome.
Social media. I have a large audience.
Awesome.
Yes.
This is sounding so tasty and mouth-watering.
Okay, and Toya's Tasty Delights is yet to acquire a place. We are too skilled and talented in the process of acquiring a place.
Okay, so you operate from home at the moment?
In the vicinity of Scarborough.
Okay,
yes, I operate at home and I do deliveries.
Awesome.
Right?
This is absolutely...
The reviews are amazing. All along in my workplace in Strawberry where I work, from country to Crown Point where I used to do deliveries, they love the pone.
Awesome. Awesome.
I also remember I brought the dashing pone for you all to sample, to give a sample.
So you're letting out our secrets there. So we got some little samples in studio. Yes, she brought some samples for us. She's letting out our little secret there.
I want you all to try
will deal with that.
We
will deal with that as soon as we close off the show this morning.
And before I leave, I want to say to my boyfriend Darim, I love you so much. He's the one that been supporting me throughout this business. And also to my son Johan, right? I'm going to coach him from young to be a young entrepreneur. He's 10 years old. I'm going to coach him from very young to be a young entrepreneur just like myself.
since 7, since I used to go primary school, I used to steal my grandmother's Moby bag to sell cherry chow for 25 cents. I know that I would have been a businesswoman at a young age. Yeah, because she coached me in that business from very young.
Awesome.
Right?
So this, of course, again, is you honoring your grandmother's legacy.
Of course, I'm going to carry on this legacy.
And investing in your son and showing love and support to your partner there. And, you know, this is what women do. Women, we show love and we encourage and support each other. Latoya, thank you so much for joining us this morning and for bringing this information
and I just want to say Happy Women's Day to all the women in advance. Be fierce, be bold, be brave, and never give up on your dream.
That's right.
Thank you for having me. Have a nice day.
That's right. A beautiful way to end our program this morning. A beautiful, beautiful way to say Happy International Women's Day this week to all the women out there. And if you are thinking about buying clothes and shoes with your gratuity money, let us invest it in something. Latoya is so very passionate about what she does, and we want to say congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
Again, Happy International Women's Day to all our female viewers. God bless you very much, and we'll be back again tomorrow. This is where we end the morning show, but of course we do not end our programming here. We go on over to Tobago Notes and then to GMT with Candice Jackson. So stay tuned, and while you stay tuned to this station, we invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live.
The Buku Reef Marine Park was the focus of this year's World Ocean Day Symposium, facilitated by the THA's Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries. Celebrating our blue heritage was the theme under which environmental stakeholders discussed the socio-economic and ecological importance of this marine protected area. Participants also talked about the creation of a multi-sectoral management strategy for the marine park.
What we are looking at is a multi-stakeholder co-management approach. So everybody has a say. Tourism as well. In fact, tourism is our main stakeholder, because if we're talking Buku Reef, right, our main tourism attraction, but yet, so there are tourism objectives as it pertains to the management, but yet there are conservation objectives, and sometimes you find a tension between those two objectives. So the discussion here will be focusing on how can we harmonize the tourism objectives with the conservation objectives so that all could be happy and we manage well.
I think the NGOs and the private sector, they have a more vested interest in the environment. So I think they will be better to take the initiative to make this work.
It was refreshing to see a lot of like-minded people, and you have stakeholders that's now coming to the realization that we need to have some kind of a protection of our marine environment that is unique to the island. It can't be governmental run. Can't be run by the government. It has to be the private sector, the stakeholders, the people who are involved in the environment.
I like the points about the spatial planning and zoning of the park. That's very important, and that's one of the aspects of the fishing as well, because people must know where they can go in the park and do certain activities, and that is a good practice. Tobago's main tourism product is the ocean, the rainforest, and all that surrounds us, but the ocean plays a big part in Tobago, and preserving it is definitely key.
Other World Ocean Day activities included beach cleanups at Kilgrin Bay and No Man's Land, along with a landfish derby at Castara. A seafood fair coming up on Friday, 30th June, rounds out the month of World Ocean Day activities on the island.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
A brand new morning, rise up to a Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region, with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds. $15 million has been allocated to cover operational costs for addressing the oil spill. This was announced by Chief Secretary Fali Augustine at a press conference yesterday. However, he recognized that this amount was insufficient to fully finance the entire operation. Augustine emphasized the importance of compensating individuals actively involved in the cleanup efforts who have been working without pay. As a result, the THA has chosen to allocate $15 million as an initial step in addressing these incurred expenses. Meanwhile, the Tobago Business Chamber Chairman Martin George is calling for a thorough investigation into a barge overturning and spilling fuel off Tobago's coast on February 7th. He demands criminal charges be made against the vessel's master or owner if responsible, citing the Oil Pollution of Territorial Waters Act. The incident, which has gained international attention, highlights the need for serious action against environmental damage. The spill has affected Tobago and reached Grenada and Bonaire, with Bonaire considering legal action. Chief Secretary Fali Augustine also stressed the importance of seeking justice from those responsible. And finally, Trinidad and Tobago is exploring enhanced connections with the Dominican Republic, potentially leading to more direct flights between the two countries. Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs Paula Gupiscoon shared details of this initiative during the National Day of Dominican Republic event. Recognizing the economic importance of the Dominican Republic, Gupiscoon, who is also the Minister of Trade and Industry, highlighted the potential for closer ties in tourism and agriculture. She emphasized the significance of direct flights, which will strengthen cooperation in various areas. And that was your news in 90 seconds. And viewers, of course, you know, for all of this week, we are focusing our attention on women because it is Women's Day on March 8th. And so all week, our focus is primarily on that and, you know, just highlighting women in so many different spheres of our space and, you know, just seeing how they contribute in many different ways. And for one of those things this morning, we are going to be speaking about agriculture and just some of the developments in agriculture. And I'm speaking specifically about the Tobago Agriculture Research Institute, which is currently being developed by the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment and Sustainable Development. And of course, to build it out, you need people at the helm that are quite qualified and have the knowledge. And one of those people is a young woman by the name of Miss Alicia James. And she is a senior IT infrastructure specialist with the Tobago Agriculture Research Institute. So a special good morning and welcome to you and happy International Women's Day.
Thank you very much for having me. Good morning, and good morning, of course, to your viewing audience at home and abroad.
So, first of all, the Tobago Agriculture Research Institute, for those viewers who may not be aware, what is it?
Well, the Tobago Agricultural Research Institute, of course, is poised to be the nexus between agricultural research and agricultural development. So, of course, we want to bridge the divide between research and development in Tobago. And we want to do it in a sustainable and inclusive way, which includes women, of course, and youth in agriculture. So the institute is intended to be set up at the Kendall Farm School. And my committee, the Coordinating Executive Committee, we are tasked with the responsibility of setting up the institute. And the institute, of course, will have various mandates. We have various focus areas, and we are looking at two major areas, which would be training and, of course, research development and innovation.
Certainly. Now, your position there is Senior IT Infrastructure Specialist.
Correct.
And tell me about just using your skills for something like this.
Well, being the Senior IT Infrastructure Specialist, I'm not only the Senior IT Infrastructure Specialist at the Division of Food Security. I've been there for approximately about 12 years. You know, so I do have an intimate knowledge of the services and whatnot that we provide at the Division of Food Security. So, of course, that is a plus, as well as being in IT, you know, you're taught to think critically, be a bit decisive in your decision making, being efficient in your decision making and whatnot. So I think that is generally what I bring to the table with regards to my competencies in setting up the institute.
Tell me a little bit about just working in agriculture in general, and what has attracted you to that field?
Well, again, I am really in IT, and before I used to say, well, I know as much as the cleaners there. Previously it would have felt like you work for the division and not work with the division, because we generally provide assistance. We work more in a supportive role with all the various areas in the division. But the longer I've been there, and of course being thrust into roles like these, you get to be more intimately familiar with all the division has to offer, with all the lives that we impact at the division. And I would rather work nowhere else, Of course, food security is important to our entire island. So I think that being in the division, I think that there's no other place that I would rather be.
Certainly. And when we look at the developing the TRRI and making it a force here in Tobago so that we can guide our agriculture, what are some of the things that are being put into that development of the institute so that we can start treating agriculture as a science?
As a science and a business, as the secretary of course would say. So if you know the history of Kendall Farm School has always offered training courses to build the capacity of our stakeholders on the island, right? So they will continue to do that. But in addition to doing that, we want to try to allow people to become certified right here in Tobago rather than having to go to the University of the West Indies and to UTT, to do the courses at ECIAF and whatnot. So we are trying to bring those courses to Tobago. Of course, that would require collaboration with these universities, and we have been in conversation with them so that you could get certified right here in Tobago, as well as the research component, as I would have mentioned, is intended to address the interconnected challenges among our stakeholders here in Tobago, those being mainly climate change, pests, and diseases. So, of course, the research arm, we intend to have a laboratory at the Kendall Farm School. The research arm would look at trying to address those interconnected challenges. And, of course, that would require the input of Tobagonians. It would require that, well, we would want that Tobagonians, work in the space to try to develop the institute. So, we hope to make it an all-inclusive space to build the capacity on our island.
Certainly, and I like that point about the research, because the research is so important when you talk about how we take agriculture forward and how we develop our food security here in Tobago. And what is that structure that you all are working on in terms of making sure that we could have that research done in a very holistic way so that we can really guide the science?
Right. So, one of the feedback that we would have received from the university, for example, they would have alluded to the fact that we need to look at our inputs, first of all. Right? So if we take a systematic approach, looking at our inputs, that would be the water and the soil, looking at the quality of those inputs, so that's a definite starting point. And from there, of course, we will roll up into, as I mentioned, addressing the interconnected challenges. So looking at climate smart techniques and looking at climate like mitigation methods and that sort of stuff. And as well as I mentioned, in terms of the pests and diseases, addressing those challenges. But of course, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. We, of course, are trying to take a collaborative approach. There's nothing out there that hasn't been done or hasn't been thought of already. So, of course, we will rely on the competencies of those who have already been working on these challenges.
Certainly, and just recently we had a conversation with Mylat, and they were talking about some of the things that is going back to some of the foundations of agriculture in terms of how do we combat some of the issues that we are seeing today. And are you guys working closely with them?
Yes, of course. Mylat also has a company called Miatil. We would have done the climate change seminar recently with them in January. Again, that was working towards capacity building and training and, bringing certain competencies of others to the forefront and making it available to farmers and other stakeholders on the island. So, of course, we are working closely with them.
And when can we see the earliest bit of rollout of the Institute?
Harry, of course. Well, we want to brand some of the stations under the Division of Food Security. As you know, there are a number of stations that engage in agricultural activities, whether it's in livestock or crops. So we will start trying to brand them as TARI participative units. Again, the Coordinating Executive Committee is tasked with setting up the Institute. But there are some research projects and there are ongoing activities that I think that we can capture in the short term. So the livestock, the small ruminant project, that's another area that will be more or less rolled out in conjunction with not only another company under the division, that's TAGS, but with TARI in terms of trying to do the data management aspect. And again, branding the stations as TARI participative units where we will collect data and conduct research activities.
And of course, you're going to make sure that that data is there in such a way that is very accessible and everybody can understand.
Absolutely. So one of the pillars of TARI would be to have extension and outreach. So that will allow us to publish our research findings and allow the extension officers to, of course, practice what we have been researching and our best findings. And we intend to roll out a website for the Institute as well, for TARI, tari@gov.tt, where we will publish our research findings and make it available to all in Tobago.
So exciting times ahead.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
And then what are your feelings as you go along and you get all those things completed, all those tasks completed, and you hit all those milestones?
Well, it has been a moving goalpost, I would say, so of course at the beginning there were so many targets to hit, so many things were up in the air for you to grab. Of course, you'll try to grab the lowest hanging fruit first and try to move the ball towards the goal. So it has been daunting in terms of, when you hit one milestone, you see various other areas that you can connect with and that can be connected to the Institute. So it has been quite rewarding, hitting some of these milestones and looking at the Institute develop.
And then how do you view your role now in being a part of all of this?
Well, as I mentioned, I am really in IT. So, of course, it requires me to depend on all the other technical skills within the division. I'm certainly proud to be put in this role as the chairman of the Coordinating Executive Committee to develop the Institute. So it is an exhilarating feeling, to have this mantle on your shoulders. So, as I said, it's just a matter of relying on the technical competencies that are widely available across the division.
And as you guys continue to work on rolling this out, what do you want Tobagonians to know about the way that we are handling agriculture?
I would like Tobagonians to know that they are in good hands, all right? Everyone in the Division of Agriculture that I know, they are quite passionate about delivering services, ensuring that we are food secure, ensuring that our food is safe, right? So I would like Tobagonians to know that in terms of the rollout of TARI, it is all inclusive, right? We require all hands on deck. So please feel free to give your input. We are in the embryonic stages and we welcome all feedback. You can contact us at 639-1966 extension TARI, or you can email any suggestions at tari@gov.tt.
Certainly, and I mean, there's a lot of good things to come out of this, and I'm really excited even just to see the build out of the institute and to see we taking agriculture in a more serious way here in Tobago.
Absolutely, it's a science and it's a business, as the secretary mentioned, and as she mentioned yesterday, it is not something that you could fake. All right, food is very serious. We all consume food, and making sure that it is safe to consume and making sure that we consume the right foods, that's quite important.
Okay, great. So I want to thank you so much for being on with us. It was such a pleasure talking to you and just learning a little bit about the institute, and hopefully we got Tobago excited.
Yes.
And I mean, especially for the women there, and just before we go, just a little bit about the place that there is for women in something like this.
Well, again, as the secretary mentioned, a lot of women are involved in the agro-processing side of the agricultural sector. But there's a place for women in all of the agricultural sector along the entire value chain, whether it's inputs or agro-processing. So in terms of TARI, as I mentioned, there's a huge component in terms of data management, for example. There is a huge component in terms of the laboratory services that we will offer, in terms of the training aspects that we will offer. So along the entire value chain, which TARI will support, there is a role for women for the entire agricultural sector.
Great. All right, so there you have it. So thank you so much, Alicia, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And viewers, we're not quite done yet. We've got a whole lot coming up for you on the program, so we'll see you after this break.
Rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies.
Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2, and 3 bedroom, fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars, and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments, complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV, and a pool, and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home. The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable. Scrub Ties brings to you our organic fat dissolving shots. Yes, guys, our lemon butter shot breaks down stubborn fat, tightens any loose skin while increasing your metabolism. No side effects, no downtime. We also offer cavitation, cellulite treatment, butt, breast, hip dip fillers, weight loss, fertility IVs, and much more. Contact us on 495-6624 or follow us on Instagram at Scrub Ties Body Contouring.
a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, viewers. Just before we get into our next conversation, I just have this public advisory, and this is about the temporary closure of the sales at the Study Park Enterprises Limited. So please be advised that the operations at Study Park Enterprise Limited spell will be closed on Wednesday, 6th March 2024. Therefore, there will be no sale of materials to the public. Normal operations will resume on Thursday, March 7, 2024, and they apologize for any inconvenience this may cause and thank the customers for their cooperation. All right, viewers, now getting into our next conversation this morning, I'm going to be chatting with Miss Anika Henry, who we all know within our space as a clinical sexologist and a somatic sex educator. So good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
Certainly. And, you know, when we talk about just our sexual health and that sort of thing, there is specifics for women and there's specifics for men. And I want to chat a little bit about just women in general, of course, because it is International Women's Day. Well, we're getting close to International Women's Day, and that's our focus for this week. But us as women understanding our sexual health and just how to maintain it and that sort of thing. So yes. So let's start with, you know, just how important it is for us as women to understand our sexuality.
So sexuality is an essential part of who we are. It is, you can't separate our sexuality from the way we view the world, how we take care of ourselves, how we take care of our bodies, and how we relate to others.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many levels or aspects of our sexuality. So there's the mental aspect of our sexuality, our beliefs, our attitudes, our knowledge about how the body works, and our knowledge about what may be causing our dysfunction. Then there is the emotional aspect of our sexuality. Trust, intimacy, baggage we may be carrying, or trauma. Then there's the physical or body-based aspect of sex, which is usually why people come to see me. Something went wrong in that aspect. And most people don't recognize that sometimes what's going wrong there is related to the mental and emotional aspect of their sexuality. But when we talk about the physical or body-based, we're talking about the dysfunctions. We're talking about pain and pleasure. We're talking here about your skills, the actual skills to be a good lover.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is the energetic aspect of sex, which is sometimes related to our health. Do we have enough energy to engage in that kind of activity? Can we sense energies within our bodies and move it if we need to? I know that sounds kind of magical, but we have magical bodies, as well as the ability to sense energies in our space.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a lot to do with our nervous system, picking up information from the environment that says we are safe. This is a space to let go. Mm-hmm. And then there's the spiritual aspect of sex, which talks about how sex plays a role in our lives beyond just the pleasure that happens in that physical interaction. Was that helpful?
Yes, and that's quite a lot. I know to impact. And, you know, especially, I'm going to go off on your last point about, you know, just understanding the role of sex in our lives and so on, and how much that is misunderstood, especially for us women, because, you know, there's a whole lot of misconception because sex is such a taboo subject, and our parents have never been the greatest in sort of explaining that to their children and so on. And so a lot of the things that people learn are not necessarily the good things. So, and then it kind of warps your view of what sex is supposed to be like.
Yes. And that can become very problematic, especially if you view sex as an essential part of a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it is not going well. That not going well can spill over into the actual relationship outside of the bedroom, outside of that sexual interaction. And you're right about us not having very good information. In fact, a lot of the information we have about sex, most of us probably got it from porn, from our friends. And even the important aspect of spirituality in our lives did not do justice when it comes to teaching us the realities, the joys, giving us the precautions, the warnings, about how to manage our sexuality and our sexual energy. And so there's a sense of, well, what some of us call the unholy trinity when it comes to sexuality: fear, shame, and guilt. And once there is fear, shame, and guilt associated with your sexuality, the decisions we make around sex are not going to be ones that are fulfilling to us or to our partners.
How do we get to that place where we could start to view sex in a healthy way, especially for, and this is probably a large part of the population who did not have a very good introduction to it, and did not even have the knowledge as, you know, you're going through those development years and so on. You know, how do you start to correct some of the misconceptions that we have?
So I have a bias when it comes to sex education. I'm a little more hopeful when it comes to teaching young people because they're still open-minded. They have, you know, most of them have not yet bought in to what the adults have been saying. They're still open-minded. They still want to explore. They still want to learn. And so for me, when we begin to have proper comprehensive sex education from the schools, from as early as preschool, going right up until adulthood, then every year we are putting out in society a batch of young people who have learned so much more than their previous generation did. So I'm very, very much in support of proper comprehensive sex education as a place to start, where we are not trying to help adults unlearn and change many, many years of very bad habits and very unhelpful and harmful beliefs. And then there is a way we may need to get to who I would consider to be the leadership and gatekeepers of communities and groups. Once we get their buy-in, then it's easier to go into communities. And when I say communities, I'm talking here about our religious spaces. You know, if we could get religious leaders on board and understanding how important it is to teach their population, their congregation, their audience about sexuality and sexual health, then there will be less trauma related to religion when it comes to sexuality, and I would have less of those folks coming to see me in my practice.
What are some of the most common issues that women come to you with?
Oh, okay. I'm not sure how much I'm allowed to say on air, so I'll try to.
Okay, well, let's talk about some of the misconceptions that, you know, women have on them that might prevent them from just embracing what the whole experience of sex.
Right. So a lot of women think that sex is about the man and for the man. So they're always aiming to please their partner. And of course, that's specifically in a heterosexual relationship. Women who are not in heterosexual relationships seem to have the most pleasure and orgasms. I said it. Okay, I said it. And so there's a sense that we give over our bodies, that pleasure and orgasm is not so much important for us as it is for the man. That we're supposed to do whatever we are supposed to do to make sure that we keep his interests and keep him in the relationship, which oftentimes mean we sacrifice our own pleasure, our own health, our own well-being, and sex becomes a chore. And if sex becomes a chore and something that is unpleasant that I think you just need to do, then and you're no longer interested, your body responds to that and begins to shut down. And shut down in so many ways that can then become painful and uncomfortable. And eventually you find yourself visiting your healthcare provider and or your counselor, your therapist.
And then that just leads to a whole list of problems.
Because it's going to seep into, you know, the relationship with your partner outside the bedroom, right? You begin to build a kind of resentment towards this person because you are sacrificing yourself and maybe getting hurt or harmed in the process. And you still have to, you know, live with this person every day. You're probably still cooking and washing clothes and interacting, raising children. But it does begin to seep into relationship and affect how comfortable you feel in your own home.
How do you move beyond that idea of seeing that sex as a chore then for your partner?
So, well, once again, I'm going to go back to sex education, but beginning to accept that sexuality is a gift and that it is something that actually brings about healthy responses in the body. There are literally health benefits to engaging in regular, safer sex practices in terms of reducing stress. The hormones that are produced during sexual activity actually help to release trauma They help in keeping our bodies strong, good skin. I could go on and on. In fact, in my work as a somatic sex educator, which means I work on, with, and through the body, if I am helping a client, for example, heal like scar tissue, like let's say I have a client who came in with a cesarean section scar, or a scar on a sexually sensitive part of the body that is still painful, that's still causing discomfort. I get that client to feel good, they're in their pleasure first. And so, because being in pleasure reduces pain. And so when I get to treat those sensitive scar areas, it's so much easier because their body is in a state of, close to bliss, or I'm feeling good, or I'm feeling relaxed. And treating the scar is actually less painful.
Wow.
Yeah. So the body's amazing, amazing, amazing. And sex contributes to experiencing an amazing time in your body.
And then what is the importance also of sex to your overall well-being as a woman?
So, puts you in a good mood. And once again, that is because of the hormones that are released in the body. It encourages you to become more aware of how your body works and notice when things are off and when things are wrong. So because you are engaging in sex and you have to make sure that you are healthy, you're checking for any kind of STIs or infections, there's a way you become deeply aware of your body so that you can actually tap into the wisdom of the body. Yeah, and so the body becomes a space, a place that actually guides you to live a healthier, more well-rounded life. There are ways in which our nervous system is picking up on information and sensing different kinds of stimuli that the brain doesn't. That's just not the brain's function. The brain can't do that, but the body can. We have different, what I like to call brain centers. And so if you're using all of these brain centers, it means you are picking up stimuli and information in what I would like to say is a 360-degree kind of way. And so now you have more information to make better choices and better decisions about how you want to live your life, about what you're going to eat. Because, okay, if I eat this, or if I'm taking this medication is affecting not just my nasal passage, so like for allergies, it's affecting my genitals. So there's dryness down there. And if there's dryness down there, there could be bruising. And if there's bruising down there, there could be infection. And if there's infection down there, I'm uncomfortable. I'm not able to feel my best. I'm not able to focus on other things that I need to focus on for the day. Was that helpful?
Yes. Lots of good information, and unfortunately we're out of time. But thankfully you're somebody that's very open within the space that has these and encourages these conversations. And this is perhaps a little insight for those who may not. I don't know if you've lived in Nirvana Rock and you've not heard from Anika, that you can start to really rethink the way that you think about sex, because it is a very important part of who you are, especially as a woman. It's not just about the man. Like you said, it's not just about the man. It's about the woman as well, and just your whole entire well-being. So as we're getting ready to leave, I don't know if there's anything that you want to leave with the viewers this morning in relation to women.
So I do want to point out that because it's International Women's Week, that as somebody who works in the field of sexuality and sexology, when we think about women and we're empowering women, one of the things I think we forget is that we need to teach men about women. We need to teach men and boys about how women's bodies work, about how to be good partners to women. And so even though the focus is on us, that focus also needs to consider that we are part of a larger community that includes others who need to learn more about us.
All right, that's some thoughts to ponder on. Thank you so much, Anika Henry, for being on with us and for giving us those little nuggets of perspective. And we'll be right back after this break. So viewers, please don't go anywhere.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor.
Hey, hello guys, welcome. Come have a seat. Oh, this is so stylish and love the fabric. Darlings, you must tell us where you got your new furnishings.
We got them locally at Standard. They've got new chic European furniture, crafted from high quality material.
Oh, Standard?
No, it's Standard, their brand new Hive collection.
Experience luxurious European furniture at a price you will love. The Hive Collection. Now exclusively available at Standard.
No place like home, home, home.
Oh, I love Tobago, baby.
When we outside, it's an ocean of love. All that we align to the stars up above. Let we dance now, take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon gone sleeping. Tell them we not leaving. Till the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in town again. Jump and shake the ground again. Wave with all my friends and them. No place like home. We go jump till the moon come down. It's we who the stars shine on. Play a mass and break away. Freedom in with DNA.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, now we are chatting about something special that's going to be happening on Friday at the Assembly Legislature, and that is our annual Women's Debate. And of course, to talk to us a little bit about that, I am being joined by the Special Programs Coordinator for the Assembly Legislature, and that is none other than Miss Sophia Cooper. So good morning and welcome to you, Sophia. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me. I'm doing great.
So we are here once again. We're doing another edition of the Women's Debate. What is the topic for this year? How are things going?
This year, we're using the international theme, which focuses on accelerating progress, but it also zeroes in on financial access and financial support from a gender perspective. So, you know, sometimes people think, well, we have all these programs already. What more do you want? When we look at the figures, however, we see that at certain points, there are things that are gaps within the conversation of how men are able to access finances and what they do with those finances, as opposed to women and how they access support for financing and what can be done with that financing. So it's an interesting motion that we're going to have on Friday at the Assembly Chamber on Jerningham Street. It starts at 10 a.m. and we're inviting people to come into the chamber. The public gallery is open to you, so consider this your invitation.
Or you could tune in online. We have the live stream on Facebook and our YouTube channel. That's 10 a.m. this Friday.
And tell me about the women that are going to be involved in this debate.
Oh, wonderful. So what we did this year is to make sure that we had an open call. And it was a little, like, okay, I wonder if people are going to be interested if we don't actually go to the assemblymen and say, choose somebody from your constituency, which is what we've done before in order to get a wide cross-section from Charlottesville to Crown Point. And this year, it was done as an open call, and we had so much support from women. So they were just like, okay, we're interested, so what do I do next? And we're like, oh, great. So we will provide the training in parliamentary procedures. We will bring in an expert on the topic. We will give you the support in making sure that you're ready for the day. You just have to tell us you're interested. And that is what has been happening. So even yesterday, we had the senior financial officer from an institution come in and really go through the figures, because on the surface of it, you're thinking, well, okay, what more can be done? And then when you look at the figures, you're like, okay, now I see where the gaps are.
Yes.
And so you have to now debate both sides of that conversation. And so we're challenging the members of the public to also join in that debate. How do we access financial support, and where does that support go? Where do those finances go? And if it has an impact on the lives of women and their families.
Certainly. And just to expand a little bit on some of the ladies that answered the call. So there was an open call and they answered the call. Like, did they come from, what are the sectors they are coming from to contribute to this debate?
Right. So we do have individuals who were asked by their area representative to join the debate. There are persons who are representing NGOs. So these are NGOs that are focused on women issues, rights and development. And then we have entrepreneurs, because we're talking about access to financing. So we have entrepreneurs in the field of beauty, in food, in craft, and a number of other different areas or sectors in society. So when we talk about a representation of different women within society, we're hoping that this cross-section is going to bring to the fore the kind of information that you won't get in one conversation, that the assembly chamber is the place where we're really emphasizing what democracy looks like by having all these different voices in one place.
And how important is such a conversation like this with all these various viewpoints? How important that is to the development of our little Tobago space?
Well, it's very important, because I always think of Tobago in terms of the land mass. We might be hard to see on a global map, but in terms of our impact, it has been tremendous, and not just in our time. But remember, Tobago had laws that pertain to the environment before going green was a global slang, right? Which is why the UN has on its record that Tobago is the first protected reserve through legislation. I mean, this island, compared to the rest of the world. So we might be small in size, but when it comes to our aims and goals and actions and impact, we've always been impactful. We've always been big, and I want people to remember that. And sometimes I think we forget that we are just as important as everybody else, irrespective of our land mass.
Yes.
Right? So when we talk about International Women's Day, we're also bringing that concept to the fore, where we're saying what you have to say matters to the rest of us. And that's the reason why we're having it as part of a legislative program. We want to ensure that democracy is protected, and the THA Act gives us responsibility in Tobago and the Tobago space for the executive arm. And everybody's familiar with that arm. We know when you interview your secretaries and so on. And we want them to become familiar with the legislative arm and how that impacts our democracy on the island.
So after this debate is said and done, how will this impact also on the way that the THA governs? Will that information be used as to form part of policy and that sort of thing going forward?
Right. So we want to make sure that there's separation of powers, and this is a doctrine within our Constitution where you have the executive arm separate from the legislative arm, so that there is the roles and functions being performed in a way that there isn't undue bias, right? So the first thing to remember is the legislature is the legislature and the executive council is the executive council. Therefore, the legislature can't tell the executive council what to do. However, by providing this opportunity for members of the public, of course, the area representatives who are members of the legislature would be listening. And so the intention is to provide the information in a way that would have an impact on what they do, what they say, what policies can come out of it. And that's one of the reasons we also ask the area representatives to choose a representative from their constituency so that there is buy-in and understanding in terms of the process and why we're having this in the first place. And I just want to add that the International Women's Day debate is actually part of an initiative we call the People's House. So it's not just for International Women's Day. We want senior citizens, people who live with disabilities, differently abled. We want the young people who are in primary school. We want the young people who just got a job. We want people who would talk on specific issues pertaining to our space and specific issues pertaining to the world. Like, we want that diversity and conversation to happen and not just vote every 5 years. So what we're talking about essentially is participatory democracy while we protect what we have.
Certainly. And a lot to look forward to. And I have to put in a plug here because one of our own, Biana Brebner, is on the team. So we are going to be hearing Biana. I am so excited. She has some good points. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm excited for the rest of Tobago to hear what she has to say, along with the other ladies.
Yes, definitely. I'm excited as well. And I hope the members of the public are as excited as we are. And so tune in 10 a.m. this Friday. You can see it on our Facebook page or YouTube channel. Just tune in or come in the chamber. You have an invitation. Just show up. We have a seat waiting for you.
Certainly. And it will be a good day to wear purple as well.
Yes, definitely.
All right, I want to thank you so much, Sophia Cooper, for being on with us and for sharing just this wonderful initiative in light of International Women's Day. And we are definitely looking forward, and viewers, you got to support Biana, our own. So thank you so much for being on with us. And viewers, hope you have a safe and wonderful day, and we will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.